Hi, I'm Rick Keeler. Thanks for joining me. Let me hypnotize you, and then we'll talk about your money. Your reaction to this suggestion would most likely be to make tracks for the nearest exit. Many of us associate hypnosis with stereotypical stage show entertainers, imagining people responding to commands as they bark like dogs or in some other way surrender control of their behavior. Clinical hypnosis, used ethically by qualified practitioners in a therapeutic setting, is nothing like that. It's a collaborative, evidence-based process where clients remain fully conscious and in control. The practitioner guides, but never manipulates. The goal is to create a safe, focused environment in which outdated emotional beliefs can be accessed, explored, and revisited. It can be a really useful tool in financial therapy. Hypnosis might be helpful for clients who have been unable to change seemingly irrational patterns of financial behavior, like overspending, dodging financial conversations, or freezing up when it's time to make decisions. Despite knowing what they should do, they can't do it. And sometimes even insights gained through exploration of emotional histories and family money dynamics in financial therapy are not enough for lasting change. So the inability to change, it isn't a lack of willpower or intelligence. Rational understanding is simply not able to override emotional memory. This is important. This would include our deepest money scripts, those core beliefs and automatic responses that were shaped long ago before adulthood in most cases. Hypnosis is a neuroscience-based process that supports change by working directly with the brain's emotional learning system. It relies on memory reconsolidation, which is the brain's natural mechanism for rewriting emotional memory, especially the implicit beliefs held in the limbic system. These aren't simply thoughts like, I'm bad with money. They're emotional truths that are often rooted in childhood that feel permanently true, even when we know better. Under hypnosis, the brain enters a relaxed, attentive state that makes these memories accessible. And that's important because in this state, a client can revisit an old belief and then experience a contradiction to it, a new emotional reality, if you will. That mismatch signals the brain to update the memory, shifting the belief not just intellectually, but most importantly, emotionally. For example, someone might know they're capable of managing money, and yet there's an internal part of them that carries the imprint of being shamed over money mistakes as a kid. The nervous system reacts to money talk by just shutting down, zoning out. So hypnosis can help that part experience a different reality, one where it's safe to speak, decide, and act. The defensive pattern softens, not because of logic, but because the brain no longer sees the old fear as relevant. So this approach is pretty subtle. There is no mind control. There is no loss of autonomy. Joretta Marie Johnson is a financial coach certified in hypnosis. And she describes it as self-mind control. And she emphasizes that the client's sense of agency is always preserved. She says, and I quote, "If something doesn't feel right, the client can redirect or stop. Many financial therapy clients are skeptical of hypnotherapy, but when they understand it as a structured method for updating the brain's financial software, they're often a lot more willing to try. Joetta first tried self-hypnosis after years of traditional planning and therapy that failed to move her own stuck patterns. And the shift for her was profound, and hypnosis became a game changer for her clients as well. If a client can revisit the emotional file that drives a behavior and then experience something new, like safety instead of shame, clarity instead of panic, the brain updates the file. The patterns change, not because they forced it, but because their system no longer needs it. In the gap between awareness and action, advice and spreadsheets, they don't cut it. Hypnotherapy is one more tool, and there's many, but another tool to help the brain let go of the past and create new patterns for the future. Thanks for listening.